This is Papa Smurf. You're listening to Our Lifestyle, the podcast, with ODB and the Mayor.
Yo, this is Rob Maggi, and you're listening to Our Lifestyle podcast.
Yo, as we get started, we want to thank our title sponsor, Scrapin' the Coast. You can visit scrapinthecoast.com for more information. Their next event, 22nd annual, is going to be the last weekend in June. They haven't yet announced it for 2024, but rest assured we will be out there. One of the biggest, baddest shows in the country. Get ready for more information coming soon on Scrapin' the Coast. Tap on the hashtag #ScrapinTheCoast for more information. We appreciate the continued support of Custom Car Show Productions. Yo, it's ODB from OLP, your mini truckin' headquarters. We're back with episode 345, and we've got a special episode. We've got the West Coast Legends. Foesum is in the building, so we'll get to that audio. If you saw the thumbnail, you see that this is a Black Friday episode, but we're also going to run Foesum's audio. So if you're new to the podcast, please consider subscribing. Hang with us a little bit, and we'll get to the West Coast Legends Foesum. But first, Biggity Mike the Mayor, he's out like Hollywood Mike Miranda was in Rad. And was that Scotty The Body that I heard just a moment ago?
What's going on, sir? Maybe we need to do a wellness check on the Mayor.
Dude, we may have to, because I know I've paged him maybe like 6 or 7 times on the Sky pager he's got with him, and he's not texting back, dude.
Oh, you hit him up on the beeper and you got nothing?
Nothing, dude, and I did a 911 after it.
Maybe I'll type him up a message on an email on Street Source or something, see if we can round him up.
Yeah, he might be in the chat right now.
There you go, for sure.
Dude, episode 345, we've got so much to talk about. Like I said, we're going to talk Black Friday, but we're also going to get to something near and dear to my heart, which is hip-hop. And again, West Coast Legends group, the West Coast Legendary group, Foesum, they joined the show. They talk about who they almost had the opportunity to sign with, and something happened. They talk about that story, but they talk about how they got together. And trust me, whether you like hip-hop or not, you're not going to want to miss it. Scott, the overview of this episode is brought to you by Hammered Weekend Wear, and you know a little bit about Hammered.
I know a little bit about it. Did my wife just get something? She just got like some kind of alert or some white tee shots or something like that with that?
Yeah, and it's HAMMERD weekendwear.com, hammeredweekendwear.com, and they're good people. So go out there and support them. We'll be talking about them a little bit more this episode. But dude, the general updates, man, I just got to ask you, how have you been, dude, since maybe the last time we got to kick it was Cruising for Cruisers?
Cruising was great, man. I had a blast up there. It's been good. We just been working and, doing the thing and trying to get the trucks all cleaned up and get some stuff tuned up and tweaked up for that, the LGBTQ show or something?
Yeah, in Destination Daytona, which is in Ormond Beach. Say that 10 times fast. But
Ormond Beach, what is it, January 13th through the 15th?
I think so. And, I mean, Mike's going to get really ticked if I don't get it right. Because, he often will, send me threatening messages, and I said, Mike, who's threatening who here? But he always tells me it's eastboundgetdownshow.com, just how it sounds. And when you go out there...
I did mess it up, too.
Yeah, the dates you did, right?
January 12th through the 14th.
Yeah, 12th through the 14th. And I was trying to get him on earlier to talk Black Friday and whatnot, but again, he didn't respond to the pages. I think the pre-registration ends, if I remember, the website says November 30th, but I think in social media he's been saying 12/1. So, whether it's midnight, the 30th, going into the 1st, or whatever, we're not here to slice and dice this episode. But we just know that pre-registration is going to end soon. And Scott, I heard that it's been going pretty well for him and John and team.
Yeah, I think they're doing well. I even heard there was maybe going to be a Bring the Bing sighting. It's just a rumor on the streets. I don't know if that's true or not. Can you confirm or deny this rumor, sir?
I've seen a lot more activity with the government talking about the UFOs and things like that, and maybe even them saying that they've seen, some of the sightings. So, like you said, I think one of the UFOs is codenamed Bing. So we'll have to kind of see how that all pans out.
Heck yeah.
Now, dude, so here's the other thing that I was going to tell everyone, kind of general updates. Now, we're going to talk just in a little bit about Black Friday, like as in depth as we can get. But what I'm going to do is, Scott, we've got, OLP, we've got something brewing for Black Friday, Thanksgiving, all of that good stuff. And what I would tell everyone is you want to visit. So, day one listeners, you guys are going to hear this on the Black Friday, technically. Some of you guys listen overnight, and others will hear it maybe throughout the week, hopefully. But if you see this in social media, or if you hear this, a lot of people say, hey, man, how do I support the cause? The number one thing you can do for us, we give away this show 8.5 years now, going on 8.5, going on 9. But the number one thing you can do is visit ourlifestylepodcast.com and order some merchandise. With us doing, this episode's not in video. We recently announced that we're going to start doing video episodes. We had Jeff Devious from Devious Customs last episode. That was a video episode on YouTube. To do the streaming, to have the website set up, to pay the podcast hosting, all of that cost money. And typically the money that we make back from merch, that all goes back into allowing us to do those things. So if you can, check us out, ourlifestylepodcast.com, buy some merch. But Scott, 11/23/1993. Do you have any idea where you were, man?
11/23/1993.
Yep.
I don't know. It feels like I was at the what would the name of that place be called? The record store, buying like the Chronic album or something.
Dude, almost. That was 11 months prior at Miggity Mike the Mayor's born day, 12/15/9 Deuce. Right? That's
right. That is his day, yeah.
The homie that's been down from day one. Now, here's the ironic thing. It's ironic. She had the booze. I had the chronic. The Lakers beat the Supersonics. Almost like that, but check this out. You can't make this up, right? So I love Snoop. I love Dre. Mike was born on the day that the Chronic released on 12/15. I was born on the day, 11/23, that Doggy Style released. You can't make this stuff up, dude.
It's like it was meant to be.
Yeah, and you almost got it right, because back in 9 Trey, 30 years ago, this Thanksgiving, so day one listeners a day prior, the classic Doggy Style dropped. And undoubtedly, it was crazy. It was a 1-2 punch, because, you have the 187 track come out April 92. You have the Chronic drop in December 92. You remember the buzz over that. Everybody wanted Hydros. It just was like a West Coast classic, really, that's just stepped into an all-time classic. And then not even a year later, Doggy Style was technically supposed to come out in September. Dre works on it even more, pushes it back. The record stores that order the stuff, they threaten to cancel the orders if they couldn't get it for the Christmas holiday season. Boom, it comes out on 11/23, and the rest is history. So we got to pay homage to Snoop's all-time classic.
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, that West Coast movement definitely put everybody putting hydros on some of their stuff. It definitely influenced me to put hydros on my first vehicle that I juiced.
Yeah,
so,
people may not know this about Scotty the Body. You've been running in different circles for 30 plus, and you used to be like a car guy. Like, we know Eddie Gordy, right? It's no stranger. He talks about some of his early infancy days in the lowrider kind of scene, right? But you also have some of those early beginnings as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. I ran a chapter with New Movement up in Daytona Beach, and even from that, we built a bunch of juice stuff, and then had a bunch of lowered stuff and was in desirable minis and all that fun stuff. So definitely been doing the thing for a while.
Yeah, you're not a one-hit wonder like we've seen from other people. You know what I mean? but I mean,
no comment.
Right, exactly. So, but check this out. If you look at your text, you'll see that what we're basically doing, something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I had this idea conjured up 5 years ago, but I said, you know what? Let's not hit it for the 25th anniversary. Let's wait for the 30th. Let's let it brew a little bit more. And what we've done is we've dropped Cliff's truck, Cliff Josie, no stranger to OLP. What we've done is we've taken that famous doggy style cover art that was made famous from Joe Cool, which is fam to Snoop back in 9 Tray. And what we've done is we've commissioned to pay homage through Graphic Disorder. Of course, Eric and team, and Brand is the owner with Shelly. Of course, one of his top guns, Eric at Hidden Hot Rod Art. That's they're one of their top employees, in my opinion. They came through for us, dude. And, I mean, you check it out. You're seeing it for the first time. Only Mike and I have seen it other than Graphic Disorder. Nobody's seen it. Cliff hasn't seen it. What do you think, man?
I think you sent me the wrong thing. Why is this smut fest? You have your shirt on.
Hold
and you're
on.
over.
No. Hold on. Delete that. I'll edit all that out. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gone now, right?
Oh, here it is. It is. I got it. Oh, that thing is awesome, man. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Dude, what we did is we took the Toyota extra cab, because Mike calls them all extended cabs. I go, Mike, they're not all extended cabs, but we got a yellow extra cab. We've got the wall, instead of saying doggy style, it says
our lifestyle.
Boom. And then you got a little bit of graffiti there, boom, with podcast. Now, here's the other nod. So you got Cliff's truck. If you look at the original doggy style artwork, again, by Joe Cool, you've got this yellow doghouse with a red roof. Snoop's on it. Here what we did, the whole concept, the way this kind of came in, it probably came into my head one of those years that I was kind of maybe half nodding out on the way to LST when you were kind of in the back of the van. And
oh, man.
What we've done is instead of the yellow doghouse, we've got Cliff Josie's extra cab looking fire sitting in that grass. And I think that
all the grass. That's a nod to Snoop Dogg, right? All the grass.
Dude, all the grass. And check out what the dog bowl says. It doesn't say DOGG, does it?
No, it says MIN to the IS.
Dude, my man. And the little rat, he plays a part on this one. And for anybody that's going to check it out is going to like it. I'm going to leave that little tidbit. In case you haven't seen it, check us out on social media right now. At Our Lifestyle Podcast on Facebook or Instagram. Do me a favor. Go place an order. It helps us a lot. It's the fourth quarter. You've got the option of a banner, a shirt, a tank top. We also have the super soft shirts. They're known as LAT. I call them super soft. It just makes more sense to me. You've got red and black options on the shirt. That's pre-sale only. We're only going to stock black. We're also going to have the banners, sticker packs at an all-time low sales price, so you get the full artwork on the sticker. You get just the truck, again, Cliff Josie's awesome extra cab, and then you get the front logo, which is also going to be kind of that Our Lifestyle in that classic doggy style brick wall, if you will. But I think at the end of the day, this was on the list a long time, Scott, and it's cool to hear the feedback from you because, again, nobody's really seen it. And I figured, why not tip our cap to Snoop, to Joe Cool, Death Row Records 30 years ago. We grew up in the same era, dude, and I think hopefully it will resonate well with all the kinfolk out there.
Heck yeah. My only question is, for me, does it come in a tank top on the pre-order?
Yeah, we've got the Hollywood Hogan deals for you. And we've got them, what we're going to do, Shannon and Mr. Mayor, they have basically agreed that they're going to start doing the scissor cut right for you, just a little cut right at the top, because they know you kind of do the Hulkamaniac / David Banner going into the Lou Ferrigno deal. You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen you at shows, come unglued. And you
It's
basically
smart. You will definitely sell more shirts if they start ripping while you're
right.
wearing them off. But I think if I start ripping my shirt off, my wife's not going to be happy with me. So
Yeah, but see,
we probably shouldn't do that.
we're doing it to like help Jen Elise. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that you guys are kind of lovebirds. You know what I'm saying? And she,
For
she
sure.
apparently is a big Hollywood Hogan fan. She used to love when he'd rip his shirt off. So, we're trying to kind of help you out, man.
We're ripping shirts off for charity now.
Right. Why not? I mean, I don't know where we're going with this, but here's the thing: if Jen Elise is booking deals now, right? I mean, she can't do this for free. My understanding is she's willing to cut a track. Can we say anything about the EBGD deal, or are we still on the NDA where we can't talk about it?
Oh, it's written. It just needs to be performed and produced and put together. So it's all done. She has the whole track laid down. She's just they're in the works right now, just making sure that we get the she gets those royalties.
Yep.
Yeah,
because she can't be doing this stuff for free. So other shows like a Lone Star Throwdown, like a Scraping the Coast, like a Mini Nats that's coming up 30th anniversary in April. They've got to get with Scott and really Jen Elise, right? She's over there. She's the attorney at law, and
she's the brains of the songwriting. I just help out when she gets a little stuck.
Yeah, kind of like she's willing to do a Britney Spears and kind of lay down a track, but you got to get with her, right? And she'll cut the lyrics that tie right into the show.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, listen, everyone, check out ourlifestylepodcast.com. Show us some love. Show Cliff Josie some love. The Pacific Northwest has been fantastic for us. Shout out to so many great people up there. Matt Weathers, Jiz from Mini Garage, and so many of the all-time greats up there. And I just can't thank you guys enough for all the support throughout the years. And, let's come through for Cliff. He's a good dude. And I want to give one more shout-out. Of course, I can't forget Brian Marshall, one of the big homies. These guys, and there's so many more up there. Craig Braid, Rizan, Piz, Erkins, Hank Norris, all of the kinfolk. We can't thank you guys enough for all the support over the years. And, let's show some love again to the big homie, Cliff Josie. And he doesn't even know about this because guess what? That's how close, Scott, we got to keep things to the vest here because we've got people trying to tap our houses. We got fake telephone guys coming here trying to say, hey, can we get in? We got a call that your phone's out. I said, hold on, I don't even have a home phone. That's how we're trying to get infiltrated by the mini truck police, Scott. So,
for sure. You've already. I just got an alert on my phone that said that we were that this message was going to self-destruct in like 10 seconds. So,
yep,
it's already gone. I can't even see it anymore. You unsent it.
Right, I unsent it exactly because we're on like WhatsApp or something. I mean, we've got to be all encrypted over here, Scott. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. You don't want the man to be bearing down on you.
Right. The General Updates is brought to you by Rose Metal Works / Spreading the Love. Scott, you see all the great stuff that Sean Rose and David Magatti, they're out there doing, they're out there hustling. You couldn't ask for a better guys on the ones and twos out there just doing the damn thing.
No, those guys do great work. They do great work for charity. Sean Rose does amazing work, and go out and support him. He's got shirts and stuff for sale too. You guys need to support him too if you can.
Real deal. Now, listen, I was getting ready to ask you a question, but you know what? Why don't we do this? Is there any way you think we could call Hollywood? You talk about the Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Let's talk about Hollywood J. Church. Maybe we could get him on the phone just for a good word for a minute.
Sounds like a plan. You dial him up. Yo, Hollywood Church, is that you?
It's me. How are you?
Good.
Excellent. How about yourself?
Good. I'm about to pull this big boat into the garage.
Excellent. We got you at a good time because we wanted to ask you a couple things, doggy. Number one, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Hey, I'm gonna put a little cameo on the line. Cameron,
Hi.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Cameron?
That's the little guy.
Cameron going top ropes on you, Hollywood?
That's the little son, Cameron. Yeah, we're pulling an old Cadillac in the garage, getting ready for Daytona this weekend.
Excellent. Hey, I wanted to ask you something. One of our favorite wheel companies, they just got you all squared away. Why don't you give them a huge shout out, Michael and team?
Yeah, so Colorado Customs, awesome work on the Cadillac, and just doing an amazing job with everything they did with the wheels and the custom cut center caps and everything. They just knocked it square out of the park.
Yeah, we always tell people ColoradoCustom.com, and when you go to all wheels, you can go to the premium wheels. And of course, I'm a Lincoln guy. There's no static. Jay is a Caddy guy. They've got the Lincoln replica. They've got the Caddy wheels, and you know that polish always looks fantastic on those Colorado Custom wheels.
They almost look like chrome. It's truly amazing. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. We had Colorado Customs on True Blue, the truck that I had that was on the cover of Street Trucks.
Yep.
And pretty awesome. We're gonna air this thing out. The little guy's pressing the switches right now.
Dude, I'm liking this update, Scott. I mean, we literally got the guy that lives and breathes automotive Americana, hardcore American dude, right? A Leo, law enforcement officer. But I got to ask you this, Jay. I wanted to call you last episode. I didn't get a chance. I had Jeff Davey on, and Jeff announced, a year ago he went through this big transition, some kind of health stuff. I hope that people will go back and listen to that episode. But he talked about not drinking alcohol anymore, and I know you and I didn't even know we're in different spaces, but we ended up kind of on the same path. Any words of encouragement that you'd have for anyone out there, or how things are going for you?
Yes, it's absolutely incredible that it's been 5 months, going on 6. December will be 6 months sober. It's insane. It's a road to something that I never thought I'd be able to do. And really have had no thoughts of turning back. Really, no thoughts of drinking. Actually, I think I sent you a picture. A bottle of Blanton's sitting on the table. A friend of mine gave it to me for getting a promotion, going to a different unit, and it's still sitting there, uncracked, unopened. But yeah, we drink our the water, our aluminum can water, our liquid death.
Your liquid death, yeah.
We love it. We love it, right? So,
why didn't we come up with that idea, Scott? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Canned water.
I don't know, man. We just, we're going to put water in a can. Forget that bottle stuff. We're saving the planet.
Yeah,
we'll
recycle. I think Budweiser did it a long time ago, didn't they?
I think they probably did.
They were giving it away for free during a hurricane.
Right. Yeah, because you've been involved in a lot of that kind of first responder stuff. I know in the past did you even work at some of the Daytona deals for some of the law enforcement stuff?
Yes. Me and old Jason from Lobros, he was doing security out there. Yep. Yes. That's where honestly I met him at, outside of the whole car stuff. But I seen him one day. He had his truck parked and back when it was green, and I ran into him. I was doing the canine thing and was out there, and you did the Daytona stuff and doing the races. They Coke Zero, the Daytona 500, and it's always fun. 21 years in February.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's great.
Congratulations.
Long time. It's funny because Donnie Brasco, when I was getting into Donnie Yearwood, the Prince, he and I go way back, him, me, Lincoln Tom, the whole 9 yards. But, I'll never forget when I was working in Cocoa Beach as a cop, sitting in the parking lot right across the street from Ron John's, he and I talking about me joining Negative Camber. And it was funny because that was 2004, and I was still with Cocoa Beach before I switched to the sheriff's office. So, I mean, that was a long time ago. But, yeah, it's a long journey. But yeah, sober free. It's great. It's definitely a journey. 5 months going on 6. December 10th will be 6 months. I think we're like our anniversary date's the same. I think you're the 11th.
The
right?
11th. Yeah, it was crazy, and it was just like how ironic. I took last year. I took my car to Jimmy's Riding Customs. I had been on the list a while. We came back. We stopped at Ford's Garage on that December 10th, and I had a brew. And the next morning, I was just like, "Hey, I'm going to take a break," and then you know how that just goes from there. But Yeah, shout out to all the Leos out there. I know you guys are out there hustling, putting your lives on the line. I know you've had a lot going on, but I see you out there biking and doing all that stuff. And I would tell people, go back and listen on Podbean to episode 147 with NC Hollywood.
Well, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, and tell everyone your caddy page so they can go follow it.
Yeah, so Caddy Life, we have a little competition. Me and ODB, he runs the Lincoln Attic page, and we created the Caddy Life page, and we just hit 5,000 followers the other day. We post all Cadillacs all the time, no matter what year. Sometimes we post the new stuff. Very rarely. We just posted the badass Cadillac SUV that was done up by Jimmy's Hot Rods and Customs.
Right.
Just recently, but no, everything we normally do is 50s and 60s, and it's at Caddy Life is the
handle,
username, the handle, and hit us up, send us a message if you want us to post your Cadillac, and that's us. So
and if you send nudes, only females, right? Only females.
Yeah, right.
Just kidding.
Unless it's Scott, and I think they automatically get blocked.
Oh, right. CADDY, CADDY Life, LIFE. Follow it. Show Jay some love. Again, first responder, good dude. And again, Colorado Custom Wheels, man, check out his personal Instagram. It's Hollywood _church.
That's it.
You can check out the new video, including, is it Diamondback tires? Yeah,
Diamondback tires. Yeah. Rusty over at Diamondback hooked it up.
Oh yeah.
Got a little sponsorship going on with Diamondback in Colorado for the little rebuild of the Cadillac to kind of freshen it up. So. Hopefully we can drive around Daytona, Turkey Rod, me and Scotty the Body, and hang out and have a good time.
That's right. We'll be out there Friday afternoon.
Yes, sir.
And Saturday.
Well, I hope to see you guys out there. Jay, thanks for taking a minute. Keep the caddy on the rise, and we'll see you soon.
You guys be good. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Be good.
All right, Jay. Talk to you later, brother.
Right.
See you, man.
Negative camera for life.
There he goes. You got to get it in. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find a better guy. And I know Scott, like some guys would say you, but when we really slice and dice it, Hollywood, he's hard to top that guy.
No, he's good people, man. He'll give you the shirt off his back. If you take care of him, he'll take care of you. That's for sure.
Nizzo, Mizzo, right?
Mm-hmm. No, hizzo, mizzo.
Exactly.
Fizzo.
So, Scott, I got one question for you. Are you ready?
Oh.
Now it's time to get serious.
I don't know. This goes into Mike's binder, right? I get it wrong?
If you get it right, you get, because I got the key to the binder here. I finally got yours out. I've got kind of the stamps going in the one folder and all that. But
let's be serious. Your binder's more like a trapper keeper, I'm sure.
Right. Oh,
it probably has like surf style on the front of it or something.
It does. And I've got some stickers from like maybe third grade on it,
Perfect.
So this one's kind of a multi-deal because the fans and the great listeners out there, I want to thank them. We know they're out there hustling just like we do for our daily job, but they're out there maybe driving or, hammering on something. They've got their headphones. If you really want to be old school, you say earphones. You got your earphones on, Like
the earphones listening to your Walkman.
Yeah, exactly. So this one's got this one is going to be a Christmas because let's face it, we're kind of in the holiday season, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, we're right there.
Now, this week we're not going to talk about the Christmas movie Die Hard, but we will soon because that is a Christmas movie.
I agree, 100%. It happens during Christmas. There's Christmas trees in it. It's a Christmas movie.
And if we've got to wrestle Mike to the ground, we've already said we will. We'll wrestle him to the ground.
I'm in.
Right.
I'm in. Let's do it.
So, A Christmas Story, the all-time classic. I doubt Mike's even seen it. So, number one is, what does Ralphie want for Christmas?
Oh, it's funny that I'm not sure I've seen a lot of Christmas movies. I'm not sure I've seen, but that's The Christmas Story.
Yeah. Wait,
Right?
no, man. Are you just messing around?
I don't know. Actually, I haven't seen that one. I'm guessing Ralphie wants, I don't know, tacos? No.
Dude, he
He
wants.
wants
You th-
he wants the golden ticket?
what
No.
you think like Joey Whitby over in Arizona is kind of slamming his head on the dashboard right now of hard taco?
He might be. He
He,
might be like, how come you? My wife's gonna be so mad at me because I don't think we've actually seen that. That's the old movie, right?
I mean, we're talking 80s, but it feels like it's older. That's the crazy thing. See, and this is why we do this, because we want to get down to the nuts and bolts of kind of, who's seen what, you know what I mean? Because I mean that really plays a big part of your yearly we kind of do what's it called, a yearly assessment on each of our people, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it sounds like it's a cult classic for sure.
Oh, it's more than that. It came out in the good old year of 1983.
Really, I would have guessed he was older than that.
Yeah, and I should have posted this on the anniversary, but it was November 18th, 1983. I mean, what a good year, dude! I remember right where I was that day, and man, I was getting ready for my born day, and I think I was playing some 2600, if I remember correctly, playing Pitfall that day, and it was a good one.
Pitfall, oh man.
So get this, Ralphie. I know all the listeners, the majority of them are going to know he wanted a Red Ryder BB gun.
Oh yeah, he did want that BB gun. I forgot about that.
So now you're going to force me, because it's not going to be fun. I'm going to have to come up with another question. So I'm going to have to think about this off the top of my head. See, Mike's never had the, he's never spun this around this way. So
Well, Mike usually he's automatically going to get the question wrong no matter what. I forget what I had a movie I was going to pick. I think it was going to be like Poltergeist or something, and I was just throwing that out there. That was going to be my answer for everything. But then you said Christmas, and I'm like,
yeah.
I got the movie though, right?
Yeah, kinda. I don't know.
Kind of.
I mean, you got me so spun out here. So so I'm going to ask you this question though. Cousin Eddie. So let's jump over to Christmas Vacation, because I know you and Jenna you guys are players for this one. I mean, we're all in on this one, right?
All right, I got you.
Cousin Eddie shows up with no money and the kids in tow. What did they arrive in?
Ooh, motorhome, man.
Boom, dude.
Yeah,
so there
the
you
shitter's
go.
full.
So tick mark deducted for Mike on question 1. A tick mark in Scotty the Body's binder for question 2. So
Thank God there was a second question. Is there a third one? I got the answer to that if it's about that movie, probably.
yes. So the next question is, when the Griswolds go hunting for a Christmas tree, what does Clark forget to bring with them?
Oh, the chainsaw.
Close. A saw. So I had to go over to the officials over here, sitting over in the corner, and I had to look over them, and they said no go. So we can't give you that one, because we've got them listening in at all times and kind of playing the official deal here.
I think I answered that one too quickly because I got distracted by the other one. Was it Jingle All the Way, where he had to cut it down by hand, and then Danny DeVito cut his with the chainsaw and then burned down all of their trees?
Oh man, this is good times. Now,
for sure.
What did Nora do with her turkey at the family dinner?
What did she do with it?
That's a tough one. Yeah.
Didn't she stab it and it deflated?
Yeah, she stirred the turkey in water to add some moisture. Because don't forget, Clark was getting ready to carve the turkey at the dinner table. He complimented Catherine on how good the bird looked. But Clark started to carve the turkey, and it popped open, and there was nothing there but steam and bones, dude. Now, Jenna Leese, my understanding is she's a good cook, and she would never do something like that.
No, she cooks excellent, but unfortunately the turkey and stuff is my job. We usually smoke it, though. How do you cook your turkey, Jason?
Well, my mother-in-law, she always cooks it in the oven, but one of the years we did take the deep fryer that I have, and we deep fried one. Now, the worst thing I did, I was so worried about starting a fire. I was like, well, I don't want to get it. Everyone's like, you get it too hot, you're going to start a fire, don't have it by the house, all this. It took me forever because I didn't have the oil hot enough. And then finally, when I got the oil like piping all the way up, that's when I was able to cook that bad boy.
Well, most people, mistake they make with that is the turkey. You can't cook like a 17-pound turkey in the fryer. You've got to do like a 13-pound turkey.
That's probably what I did too, because I had it like, dude, it was like we had to get a little hammer and kind of jam it down in there because it was so big.
Yeah, turkey was too big.
And then
you just make two small ones.
The hot oil was all boiling out onto the ground, and there was like little fire deals going, and someone threw a cigarette, and I said, "Get away!" And it was a crazy deal. People thought we were trying
Mike with the Camel Joes?
Camel Joes and Mizor his hose. So the trivia with Scotty the Body this week is brought to you by our family at The Sparks Show. Every August, thesparksshow.com up in Sevierville, Tennessee. Scott, you've been to the show. You love it, and you know it's a good one, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good people. They put on a good show. They had that pre-party at the at the brewery that you didn't drink at.
That's right.
It was a good time. It was a good time, good food, good people. Anytime you can pack 10 trucks into a brewery and everybody gets to hang out and talk and hang out for 3 or 4 hours, have a good time, it's a good time for me.
Real deal, Holyfield. Next up, we got ODB Live and Uncut. And this one's quick this week. Last week I talked about something personal to me. Jeff's shared even a more personal story about his venture through life now without drinking alcohol. Of course, Jay, mentioned that as well. So I would just ask, what did you get from that? Some of you, hey, maybe you don't need to make change, right? And that's fine. I know for me, there's some change I want to make just even going forward with other things in life. And Jeff Davey, who we had on, I won't read the whole thing, but he had received a message from someone. And this person said, as a 45-year-old male who drinks damn near daily, and coming across this video in my feed shakes me to the core. I followed Devious Customs a few years ago when I purchased my 65 Lincoln. I work a high-stress job and in general just a high-stress kind of person. The video really makes me think, makes me want to do something about my problem. I applaud you, Jeff, for your sincerity and transparency. So that's kind of part of it. But I think, Scott, that's one thing I've learned as I got older. Anytime I have a challenge, whether it's a breakdown in terms of a car, truck, we've all faced adversities. You're state to state, you're having trailer issues, maybe you're having, other health challenges or whatever. But I think the first thing is just kind of addressing the concern and kind of going, hey, how do I get through it?
Yeah, for sure. And, lean on the people that support you, and everything will work out. You just got to, there's people that want to help, and, there's people that are willing to help. The biggest thing is you got to be willing to help yourself, and pretty much anybody that's seen will do anything for you.
Yeah. And, I tell people all the time, folks will go out on Facebook and they'll kind of post stuff. I'm going through some things. And my feedback to everybody is, hey, like Scott just said, reach out to other people. I'll make time if somebody goes, man, I'm going through some really hard times. I need to get somebody's advice. This is where I'm at in life. People will make time to try to help you through a tough situation. And just know things can always get better. I've seen people, pretty much destitute be able to rebound. People that have lost their house and their cars and had bad credit issues. Like everything is, I don't want to say you can't fix everything. I don't want to say that, but for the most part, challenges in life, you can get through them. ODB Live in a Cut brought to you by our kinfolk, Joey Dilworth at Get Decked. Visit getdecked_VA on Instagram or Joey Dilworth on Facebook for more information on how to put your image, including show artwork, on a skate deck. Joey Dilworth at Get Decked. Hey, so Scott, the scene updates, dude, as we're kind of moving forward with this episode, I don't I didn't, I saved some things. I didn't save a lot. Just kind of knowing we're going to talk here a lot about Black Friday, but something that I did see is the Kinfolk. They are doing a new show. Glenn and Dizzy, I believe, are involved in this one Terminal Takeover, and that's pretty cool. Pretty cool name, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's going to be a blast. My wife won at the Spark Show the #1 ticket for the Terminal Takeover. So I was like, I guess we're going to that.
Excellent. That's sick, dude. So we'll be talking more about that. Also, I did see Justin Wyatt had posted that Brandon Burrell had shot his Mitsubishi Mighty Max at Southeast Mini Truck and Nats. Actually, he shot it before that, and it's in the new Street Trucks. Now, unfortunately, I haven't received my December issue, but my understanding is you've got Schulman's daughter's Ford on the cover, and you've got a red and green themed, I think, throughout that episode that kind of ties into the holidays, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, they got hers is on the cover. It says Santa's new sleigh. There's a little white truck that's pretty cool in there too. I can't think of whose it is. It's got the Mops Detroit Steel wheels on it.
Okay.
Whose truck is that? I'm trying to find. Bear with me. I'm trying to find it now. It's a little. Almost looks like a little Isuzu or something, but it's not. It's like a Scout. Have you seen that one yet?
I don't know if I did.
It's a 69 Scout 800.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that one yet.
That's pretty cool. It's got the Detroit Steel wheels on it. Randy and Sydney Weaver, I guess, out of Utah. Perfect place for it. So
yeah, pretty cool.
It's pretty sweet. And then they've got, Schulman's, and there's some Southern Tradition show coverage in there, in the street trucks and everything. So there's a bunch of negative camber trucks in there and some other ones.
Excellent.
And that's pretty much all I think I see for the most part.
Yeah, and I would tell people, StreetTrucksMag.com, as Brandon Burrell said during our SEMA wrap-up issue or episode, you can go and pick up one of these issues on their website. And, of course, we're going to be talking more very soon about the January. I think it's going to be groundbreaking for street trucks. It's going to have a cover that we've never seen in this is the 25th year of street trucks. I was talking to Brandon about that, and he was scratching his head, and he goes, yeah, you're right. 99 to 2024. Well, we're going into, so the January issue will be 2024. So pretty cool. You and I both know what's going to be on the cover for January 2024, and we're super stoked about that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to it. They haven't released it yet, but it's going to be awesome. And I think everybody's going to like it. They'll have to go out and go to the newsstands and extra read all about it.
Oh, yeah. Chris Billy Bob Mole had posted that he wanted to give a shout out to Tristan Mull, Jeff Rosenberger, a.k.a. Jizef, and Chris Jurgensen. They, Matt Weathers as well, had went out and helped him out. My understanding is he's reacquired a Mazda. He got his old Tonneau cover back, and Billy Bob, who was inducted into the Mini Truck Hall of Fame this year for a builder, is not going to go too easy on this Mazda. We know he's in it to win it. So we wish him all the best, and I can't wait to see what he has up his sleeves. Even if it doesn't come right away, I know he's balancing multiple projects, and I certainly salute him for that.
Yeah, for sure. He puts out some awesome stuff.
Now, in addition to that, the few other things I think I can cover next week. The Scene Updates is brought to you by our kinfolk at Garage Gear Clothing. Visit garagegearclothing.com for ways to save on shipping. I think it's $100 order or more. You get free shipping. They have sport trucks, mini trucks, full sizes, dualies, you name it. Even a patina van on a shirt, garagegearclothing.com. Yeah, that truck you had sent me over, Randy Weaver's, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, that thing's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty cool. Love what they're doing over at Street Trucks. Industry news is quick. I saw on one of my favorite sites, gmauthority.com, 2024 Chevy Silverado HD arriving in Australia, Down Under, and New Zealand in December. It kind of goes on to say back in November 2022, GM Authority reported on the debut of a new standalone remanufacturing op in Australia to reconfigure the Silverado HD, among others, for sale in the market down there through General Motors. The 2024 Silverado will make its arrival in New Zealand very soon, and announced alongside the news of the launch of the GMC Yukon and the Corvette E-Ray, right-hand drive 2024 Silverado HD units will begin to be configured at the Victoria facility starting this month. So, dude, there you go. Tell Miggity Mike the Mayor, sell his full size, order the 2500 from Down Under, right-hand drive, build it full tilt, the tow vehicle, take that and banana hammock to SEMA 2024, dude.
Hey, man, if they make it in yellow, it's already a bonus, right? He can be matching going right down the road.
Bro, he can get the instead of toe tag on his tag, he can get toe pig. And then he can get toe tag on the Mazda and say he's coming to obliterate everyone, dude.
That's it. Going suicide doors for everyone.
Dude, you know how many points he's going to get? I mean, Eddie Gordy's going to be like, dude, he's going to be shaken if Mike does the DeLorean doors, dude.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, all respect
Absolutely.
to Eddie, you know what I'm saying? Eddie's like, I think he's already worried about Mike's rendering, you know what I mean?
Well, you know Mike's going to take it next level, so when the going doors open up and then on the ground it's going to show up bananas and sparkle and glitter and everything else from the floor, and it's going to say Project Banana Hammock all over it.
LEDs for sure.
Sponsored by Our Lifestyle, the podcast, of course.
I don't know about that. Industry news is brought to you by our kinfolk at The Freakin' Weekend. We recently talked about on the show, The Freakin' Weekend Show on Instagram. Come on out. Trip and team are doing the show. It's The Freakin' with an IN Weekend and then show all together via Instagram. You saw that they've already announced for next year the dates.
That guy is flat out killing it on the social media with all the stuff he's got going on.
Yeah, he is.
Have you seen all the stuff they've got going on with the baby and the pre-registrations coming out January 19th, 2024?
Yeah, he's coming out swinging.
He's putting some effort in it for sure.
He said he'll uppercut EBGD to the ground, dude. He's coming for my. Let's start the beef
man,
right now.
There's no competition at the top, just cooperation, my friend.
Harrah's Gulf Coast, Biloxi, Mississippi, September 20th, 21st, 22nd of 2024. Dates are already out there. Amplified Designs presents The Freakin' Weekend. It's going to be insane. We're going to be out there. Okay,
you're coming this year, right?
I'm going to be there, and I am going to slow down next year. I say that every year, but I am going to slow down next year. But this is going to be a show that I am going to make, so I got to be there.
Perfect. We can go get some seafood and ride around and just hang out and maybe do some. As long as we keep it legal.
Legal. Everything's got to be legal.
Maybe a little gambling, get rich.
Yeah.
Some gas money on the way home. We'll be ready to go.
Yep. Okay, so next we got just the show updates, and there's not a lot left for this year. I'll just round it out real quick. This weekend we're going to have the Turkey Rod Run, also known as the Turkey Run, whatever you want to call it. It's Daytona. It's technically Thanksgiving all the way through Sunday. It's a swap meet. It's a car show. It's a car corral. You go often, and I know so many of us in Florida love that event.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's inside the whole inside of the Daytona International Speedway is pretty much full, half with cars and half with stuff that you have to look at. It's like a train wreck, a bunch of used stuff. And, bring your walking shoes, that's for sure.
Definitely. The 2 weeks away is going to be the grand finale. So Craig Rowley and Rosalind, they do this show at the Civic Center in Houma, Louisiana. That's Houma, the grand finale on Facebook for more. But also where many of us are going to be, Scott, is the 9th, December 9th, is the Toy Drop Show. And that is at Lake Square Mall the Toy Drop Show on Facebook for more. Now, Goat and Tank, they've teamed up in the past on this one. And, of course, it's for a good cause, Scott.
Oh, yeah. Aren't they doing raising donations for Kids Cancer Foundation?
Yeah, and you can never go wrong with that. If you look up Toy Drop Auto Show on Facebook, they've got over 1,000 followers. It's toydropautoshow.com to register for the show. All of us at Florida Show Productions and the Kids Cancer Foundation, thank you for the continued support. Let's give the kids here a Christmas they will remember. If you want to register for inside parking, email us pics of your ride. They've got different packages available in terms of indoor, outdoor, that type of stuff. But about $30 and $40 for inside, so very fair. Of course, we know it's around the holiday season, so I know it's tough for some to peel away from family stuff. But I would certainly say get out there, Florida, if you can, and support the good cause. Nothing like ending the year with an awesome show.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure the weather's going to be nice. It'll be a good time. Come out and hang out and see your friends for the last time of the year. Well, unless you go to the Homa, as you call it,
Homa,
Louisiana.
Yep.
To go see our boy Craig.
Oh, yeah. Rides by the River is a Tampa event. That's the third Saturday every month, so that'll be December 16th. We just went to the last weekend. We went to Rides by the River in the morning. They're also the last month. I know that they were a toy drop location as well. So there's that. And then the last one I'll mention again, eastboundgetdownshow.com, the 12th, 13th, and 14th of January. I don't know, Scott. I mean, dude, the playoffs. Even if my team's not in it, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying?
Playoffs?
Yeah, dude.
Playoffs?
We're just trying to win a game, dude. We're just trying to get an episode out, Scott.
That's all we're doing. We're entertaining for Tim Gilbert, because Tim Gilbert's got to get a shot out. He's going to be riding the big brown, delivering your guys' Christmas packages.
Oh yeah. The show updates is brought to you by our kinfolk at a magazine you may or may not have heard of, Local Rides with a Z. LocalRidesMagazine.com. They have a great website. When you go to their website, you can click on shop. And right now, they do have some of their issues on sale, as low as $8.99. So go check it out. They've got most of their issues are $10 or $10.99. But it's a homegrown magazine. You've got Anchors Away, our mini truck of the year. For last year, great dude, Anchors Away. Go check out the issue featuring Shane's Nissan Frontier. Look inside for more photos. Local Rides with a Z magazine, localridesmagazine.com. Okay, the podcast updates. Okay, so we have a couple of new reviews. Thank you guys. These are probably going back. I may have missed it. Love listening to you guys and the content and all the info. That's West, W-E-S-T, 59 Customs with an S. West 59 Customs, amazing job, he says. We also have West Coast, mini trucking and jet boats for life. We think you do a great job, and we enjoy listening to your podcasts. Your cover picture is awesome. Not only do we have a mini truck, we also have a jet boat, dude. And tell me that's not awesome, Scott.
Oh, I've had a couple of jet boats. They're a lot of fun. Very dangerous, but a lot of fun.
Yeah, Hank Norris gets in the jet boat from here and there, and he peels out.
Absolutely. I don't know how he works the controls. His fingers don't work that good, but, man, he manages to get it done. Yeah,
speaking of jet boats, this just popped up. I recently, maybe sometime this year, I stumbled across a channel called Fab Rats on YouTube, and it's amazing. They have this story, Fab Rats, 2 words. They even team up with a recent video with Vice Grip Garage. But their channel was amazing, and when a lot of the water receded out in Arizona, people were digging boats out of there that had been in the bottom of the water for 30 plus years, and they have this just amazing video where I don't want to give away the whole thing, but they bring a family back to show them their boat. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's pretty cool. So it's one of those channels, like when I watch the video, I'm just like, man, I got to share this, dude. I mean, it's that good of stuff. It's good-hearted people. Dude, this is where they had me. They delivered a jet boat from Arizona to Georgia. They towed it behind a Lincoln Town car all the way there, dude.
Oh, wow.
And they narrate. They're in the car. They got the GoPros. It's a lot of fun. It just brings some smiles to your face, so it's good stuff.
Oh, man. I've got one for you, too, when you get time. Hey, do you follow Boxa Diesel?
No,
Boxa
no.
underscore Diesel?
Uh-uh.
It's BOXZA underscore Diesel, DIESEL.
Okay.
They put diesels in everything. They have like these gondola boats that they're running diesels in. They got a Maverick out here that's supposedly got a diesel. They got like these people mover golf cart things that they're doing wheelies with. And there was one the other day. There was a semi that was stuck off the side of the road with a tandem trailer, and they used this 4-wheel drive overseas truck with a diesel in it to pull it out. It was crazy.
Damn, dude. I'll definitely check that out.
You'll have to check it out. Yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool. And they pimp them all out and powder coat and paint everything, and they look pretty good. I was like, how do I get one of these motors? That's what I need.
Oh, yeah. And like the next project, you know what I mean? Crew cab minis on the rise.
That's the rumor on the streets. We'll see what happens.
I told Mike the Mazda. I mean, I know no one knows this, but the Mazda's going crew cab, and it's coming from Mike too. He's gonna. I mean, you're coming like Cactus Jack off the top chains. You know what I mean? The fences.
Off the Hell in the Cell.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hell in the Cell.
Big elbow drop off the Hell in the Cell. We are bringing it. That's
speaking
for
of Hell in the Cell, let's give a huge shout out to DJ Maze, dude. He just dropped some new merch, and it was DJ Maze Radio, MAZE, DJ Maze Radio.com. What a good dude, man.
Oh, absolutely. Wasn't it like hustle, loyalty, and respect or something too? No, wait, hold on. It was rise, and shine, and grind.
Money, power, respect. No, but it was rise and shine, hustle, and grind.
You know, that's why we have you, because I can remember the idea of stuff, but I can't remember anything else.
Chicka Slim Shady, hotter than when the temp goes up in the Mercedes, you know, or something like that.
That's it. Something about Beanie Babies or something, right?
Beanie Babies. There you go. See, we got to get you on Mike's debut album. It's coming soon, guys. Podcast updates brought to you by the kinfolk at Graphics Mafia, GRAPHIX Mafia.com. If you need light design work, if you need stickers, maybe you want to do a wrap on your vehicle, hit up Buddy and team at graphicswithanx Mafia.com. Before we get to the Black Friday special, which I want to do now, we got to do the Eastbound Get Down FAQ, frequently asked questions. Scott, what do you think one of the top questions? Like if you're the mind of, you know, the Miggity Mike the Mayor or John Lopez, what do you think one of their top questions is?
Ooh, the number one question. It would have to be, can I pay the day of the show?
That probably is one, and I think Mike said that he's willing to take money at any point. But
right. I didn't know if you wanted a serious one or you wanted an off-the-wall one.
Right, because that dovetails right into the one that we got the other day. Because, you know, I help Mike with some of the stuff that kind of comes into the Facebook group. But we're going to have to check with Mike on this one because I don't know if he's going to like this. But this person, I mean, you can't make this stuff up, Scott. He wanted to know, because, you know, like a lot of people back when shows were cash only, they kind of wanted to use a card or PayPal. But, you know, that's like old school now. Like, what are some of the ways you've bought stuff? Like the legal ones.
Oh, man.
Like, you know.
The legal way? Didn't we barter and trade? Did somebody try to bring in some chickens?
Right. Right. Like, you know, like think, you know, there's the Venmos and there's the Dave app and there's all these like weird kind of ways to pay, right? But this person wants to know, so we're going to have to check with Mike, dude. They want to know if Mike and team are taking Bitcoin or NFT payments versus like a traditional PayPal, because they said they got a couple rides. They're coming from kind of far away, but they're looking to pay only those ways. That's the only way they spend money, they said.
Was one of them, does one of them have like a station wagon and then has like the longest white Silverado you've ever seen?
I don't know. I'm going to email him back right now and ask him. But I
just wonder if it was that guy. You know, they were supposed to do some wrestling with you guys last year, I think. The competition, something like that.
Yep, and I had to I ended up doing the competition with Diggity Dom. Dom and I went through the whole competition at the Spark Show when we went out to eat. So we think now we've got all the issues ironed out. So, our big thing is we got to have the competition at Eastbound, and then we got to get Smutfest kind of, all that planning kind of figured out.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to do the Boone Games at Smutfest too? Or?
Yeah, it's going to be, I think, mid-October in Tampa. Biggest, baddest car show around, dude. It's going to be a free show, bro.
It's going to be the best West Coast Florida show, Panhandle show.
Yeah,
I guess we can't use that one. We got to come up with something else.
We've got to slice and dice it somehow. Where's the Mason-Dixon line in Florida, anyways?
You could just say North Florida, Cuba, I guess, right. Maybe.
The Eastbound Get Down FAQ is brought to you by our kinfolk at C&S Metalworks, Chris and team. I would tell people if you need parts for your build or you want to have your car bagged and you're out on the West Coast, look up CS or C_S_ Metalworks with an S, C&S Metalworks, and hit up Chris. He'll take care of you if you need bags or air suspension components. So, dude, listen, it took us way longer than I thought, so I apologize, but we're going to talk about Black Friday. And you're a big Black Friday kind of guy, aren't you?
Oh man, I've been saving up my farm fresh eggs and my chickens so that we can do some barter and trading for that stuff. And no, I've been saving up my nickels and dimes. I'm ready to hear some of what you have so that I can spend more money efficiently.
Well, dude, the only Black Friday deals I know are going to be ourlifestylepodcast.com. You know what I mean? We're going to have the biggest sale of the season, dude. So fear not.
Perfect. Well, I mean, I need that new Snoop Dogg inspired shirt that you guys were just you debuted that you sent me.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that we can get it also on a bandana so we can get those printed as well. You know what I'm saying? So, we want to.
What color is it going to be though? Can you do red and blue though?
We got to be careful because the Crizips and the Blizzuds, we don't want to be having any issues. EBGD and Smutfest. There could be issues, dude.
Absolutely, we don't need no gang wars at Smutfest.
Now, Black Friday originated as an in-person shopping experience. But, of course, Amazon Prime Day, Cyber Monday, things like that have shifted the business. Now, we've talked about in the past here, typically each year I like to do a Black Friday special. It's getting harder and harder to do these because it's harder to find deals that are specific to Black Friday, Scott, and a lot of that has to do with the old adage, Christmas in July. I mean, there were companies weeks and months ago that were offering Black Friday deals. Like, you can buy crazy deals on TVs all year long now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. TVs are cheap. I saw something the other day that they have this new box where you can hook up 4 TVs and make 1 TV out of it. I was like, man, I need that. So that's why you need to buy 4 75-inch TVs. Right. So that you can make a whole wall of TV.
Do you got the Smut?
And then for that
football
VR playoff thing, that playoff thing you can watch all the games at once,
dude.
Like on 4 75-inch TVs. I'm just saying. I think that's what I think Maddie will be in for it.
Well, Mike's got a room in his house. Apparently, nobody's able to go in. It's like a VHS collection, and apparently, he's got some big TV in there or something. I don't know what that's about, but it's got some headset that he puts on. So, I mean, it kind of sounds weird, you know what I'm saying? But is that maybe what you're getting at?
I thought he had like a Sony Trinitron or something like that, right?
Something. Now, Black Friday...
I think he plays Duck Hunt on it.
Right. Now, BlackFriday.com and the BlackFriday.com, both of those, I think, equally over the years have been kind of some go-to spots. In the old days, I remember... I sound old saying this, but you probably remember you'd get the Sunday paper. I don't even know where this comes from. The Sunday paper, but you'd look in the ad section. You'd have the Best Buy and the Circuit City, and you'd have all the ads, and then you get to see the CDs that are coming out. Those days are
Circuit City.
Scott, would you say those days are kind of long gone?
Well, Circuit City is definitely long gone. So, yeah, there wasn't. You know what? I did get some ads in the mail today, and it came me. All I got today was, I think Mike Murray delivered them. It's probably why he couldn't get on here. I got a Subway coupons. I got some Burger King coupons, and then like I need a mattress or something is obviously what they think I need. And and a pizza. That's really all the coupons I got. It was very sad and depressing.
Well, like on BlackFriday.com, for instance, you can see all the ads, and these are the ads. The reason why I brought it up, I wasn't trying to like sound like an old fogey, but like they have all the ads on here that you used to see like in the Sunday paper, and I guess I don't know. I mean, Scott, I still get the paper, don't you? You get the
Negative.
New York Times or anything?
No, I don't get any paper or news.
Well, how do you get your
watch,
news? How do you get your news, man?
from the ODB Live and Uncut. Duh, that's where
Okay.
everybody gets it from.
My man, I'm just checking. I mean, because, dude, I got your binder right here. I mean, this is our annual
That's
review
it.
time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting ready. I mean, I've got my hand right here to start writing. So
That's it. I need to up my binder because I got to up my worth. I got to I'm trying to this is my one chance to blow, right?
well, yeah, exactly. Like M said, and just know that we have upped you to the capo because if you look at the Mafia chart, the capo is you want to be kind of in that role, and I think that's a good spot for you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. I've already moved up. I didn't have to sit behind the cage this year, so I got promoted on the way to LST. We didn't have to sit behind the cage like criminals and tossing food through it,
Right?
like animals.
Yeah, yeah. And I always have to say capo because the actual word I always mess it up. Let me see if I can say it. Capo regime, and
I thought you were going to say capoeira. I was like, we're doing that.
Right, but it's just basically, I can't really say it, but it's basically capo is informally referred to as a captain or skipper or lieutenant. It's a leadership, kind of in the mafia world. We're not exactly like that, but we kind of pull some of our stuff because we're storytellers here, right, Scott?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We're storytellers,
absolutely. Now you've got me looking it up. I have no idea what this word is either.
Yeah, don't bring it up around Jenna Lee's because I know she's got connections and stuff. So you don't want to start kind of unfolding there. But
she got that Cuban Puerto Rican mafia.
Something.
There'll be some West Side Story dancing going on before you know it.
The point she's getting on her song, she's cutting for everyone, dude. I mean, she's doing better than most. So. But
yeah. Seriously,
about Black Friday, in the automotive industry, there are ways to save really by, any point of the year. Like Good Guys, they offer different discounts and stuff. Now, Haggerty, I have Haggerty Insurance, but Haggerty Drivers Club is like $70 a year. And they offer a bunch of like exclusive percentage discounts and things like that. So there's different ways. Again, when I think of Black Friday, I think of saving money, buying shit I don't need. But there are ways throughout the year to save money when you're looking to do so. Now, one of the biggest things I would say, Scott, a lot of times when you buy things from different companies, or if you go to the website and it asks for your email address, if that's a brand that you trust and a brand that you tend to want to do business with in the future, I always suggest jumping on their email list. And you recently even got some emails from some of those companies.
Yeah, I got a couple emails today, that's for sure. And I don't know. Let's see. I think I got one for 25% off at, let me double check to make sure it's where, ECSmagazine.com.
There you go.
They're doing a Black Friday deal for all 46 print issues. And then I got one they obviously know that my Mazda needs a bigger alternator because I keep getting alternator ads for J&S alternators. So they're doing like 5%, I think, off, something like that on their page. But, and they powder coat them, make them pretty, make whatever size alternator you need. What else did you get? You got some emails too, didn't you, Jason?
Yeah, I did. And I want to mention this. If you think about the way companies communicate with their fans or their customers and things like that, email is one of those biggest key items, and I know I'm bad about always checking email, but I think this is the key. Around the holidays, if you're like me and maybe you have some of your notifications turned off, turn those on, because if you think about some of the changes that like Facebook and Instagram have done with that whole meta crap, you basically end up where you don't get to see a lot of the stuff that you want to see on Facebook or Instagram unless you go and seek it and search it and go, okay, what's going on with said company. So those emails that come out, those companies like Dixon and things like that do really great, marketing, if you will, via email. That's one of their biggest avenues to reach you. If you've got an Apple Watch, a lot of times it's going to pop up. You get a new email, you turn your wrist, you're like, oh, look, so-and-so, OLP, whoever has got those deals. So that's the number one thing I would say from a Black Friday perspective, other than social media that we're going to talk about in a second, is the email aspect. But for instance, like Hammered Weekend Wear, right? They work, we partner with them very well. Adam Tripp had reached out just a little while ago. I know, Scott, you had reached out to him. But they're doing a Hammered Black Friday, and they're going to do up to 50% off, and their deals are going to start midweek, and it's going to be until they're gone. So, you have some companies like Hammered Weekend Wear that are doing some pretty lucrative ones, and I think I even got an email from them, so that was pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah, he told me he was going to reach out to you, so I was hoping he did.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Now, when you go, like if you're on Instagram right now, and you type in AccuWear is another company we partnered with in the past, and they posted just a few days ago, and they said Black Friday coming soon. Black Friday deals are less than a week away. Get ready for some stellar deals from AccuWear and make the next Friday the best Friday ever. When you click on their profile, you can click on the following drop-down arrow, and then you can click Add to Favorites. And you can also click on the bell notification up on top in the upper right corner, typically under where your little kind of battery indicator is if you're using an iPhone. And you can have posts, stories, reels, and live videos turned on. And that's key, like if you were looking to buy AccuWear parts. Or the same can be said about Airlift. Turn those notifications on, especially around this week, because that's when you're going to get notified, and it gives you an idea of what to expect for Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Yeah, for sure, because I think AccuWear's thing says they're going to announce the deal Thursday at 12 a.m., which I don't know who's going to be awake after eating all that turkey at Thursday night, but you probably need to wake up in the morning and find out what you're going to buy.
No doubt. Airlift Performance, they also posted earlier, actually in October, and they said, happy Friday the 13th, tag a friend that needs Airlift Performance, up to 20% off air suspension and management, link in bio. So these companies have traditionally, those two are the bigger names, I think, in the mini truck scene or the air suspension market, if you will. And over the years, they've had some pretty lucrative deals. A lot of times, even when Ryan was the point person over at AccuWear, shout out to Ryan, he's now at Airlift, he would even tell me that, hey, the stuff is so close to the vest, for a while they weren't announcing it until Black Friday. So, again, the comment that I made earlier, it is getting a little tougher to even be able to kind of find some of the information other than what we kind of shared. There's a couple of companies there that you could save some money with. And, Scott, that stuff's not cheap. So even if it's 10 or 20, 25% you're going to potentially save, that's a big savings.
Yeah, you're going to save a couple $100. That's how I bought everything last year. Did you ever hear about I think somebody we know in the scene is going to work at AccuWear.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that.
Did you hear about that?
Hank Norris?
No, he's one of your Severed brothers.
Damn, I didn't even hear that.
It's that Max fella, Max Boulay.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a done deal. I think he's already started there.
Dude,
so
man, he's better start shipping some stuff over, for giveaways.
Right. We might have to call him and get a discount and find out what's on sale.
Exactly. We should call him. I know I'm not always on Facebook, so I missed some of that. Now, Devious Customs, Kinfolk, obviously he was on the last episode. Jeff typically has some lucrative deals as well. A lot of what his business has been the last few years, as far as what I recall, is a lot of the Lincoln stuff. But certainly what I would tell you is you heard Jeff on the podcast. If you're ever looking to buy something that you need that you see on his website, go and hit him up, call him, and see what he's got going on. Now, Brandon Burrell...
Sure.
He chimed in our Facebook Airhead Nation group, and I appreciate Brandon doing that. And, of course, Street Trucks, they're getting on the Black Friday train as well. and I certainly appreciate him chiming in. Engagedmedia.store, or you can Google it. They have up to 69% off street truck subscriptions. Print and digital is even cheaper, and then you've got a print and digital as well. The cool thing about the print is it's showing like $30, but print and digital is $42. So for a year, 24 issues is what they're saying the duration. I think that would be 2 years, but it says 1 year, 24 issues. If it's only $42, that's a damn good deal.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing for sure about street trucks. It's definitely affordable. It's the best way to get it is to subscribe, because trying to find it at the grocery store is sometimes a challenge these days.
Oh, yeah.
You never know, like, one of your buddies might be in it. He might have bought all the copies and then you can't get any.
Exactly. It's kind of like your favorite smut magazine, if Angela White's on the cover, they're probably all sold out. Let's be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Now,
for sure.
I can't confirm minitruckinmag.net on what potential Black Friday deals that they'll have, but I would ask you guys, as this company continues to ramp up, visit minitruckinmag.net and see that where they mentioned the return of the OG magazine. If you go under merchandise, they have new stickers available. They also had banners, but I think right now they're only selling the stickers, which are $5, and they've got 3 different colors. So that would be a way to support the cause as they continue to ramp up, Scott, for their new venture.
Oh, man, I am so ready for that. I'm like everybody else. Just take my money. Take my money.
Take my money. Now, I looked through my emails and I searched 2 words Black Friday. I saw Summit Racing with holiday overdrive deals. SuperBrightLEDs.com. I bought from them in the past. They have Black Friday deals. BenPack. I had subscribed to their list in the past when I was looking to get a lift. I ended up with one of those over the course of time. GoPro has some pretty lucrative Black Friday deals. A company called Bag Riders. They also had some pretty cool deals as well. So again, I think the 2 biggest things, and I know this segment's going to be a little shorter than some of the segments earlier, but if you think about the easiest way for companies to communicate, like I said, it's going to be through email or through social media. But the A word, algorithms, is making it tougher for companies like us and other companies to reach you without paying, these extreme prices to, quote, advertise, right? So they kind of play with these algorithms. Your views go down and things like that. So again, that's why you kind of have to have your eye to the email. But also, Scott, when you turn on those post notifications for those companies that you're possibly looking to buy from, that's going to help them get to you so you know what the deals are.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You got to do it so you can save that money.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Right now, money's hard to come by. You got to save it any chance you can get it, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Now, last but not least, Mike at Eastbound Get Down, I think they announced they're going to have a Black Friday. They're going to have a wristband deal. So you'll be able to get wristbands for as low as, I believe, $10. So that's pretty cool. And I would also look for other shows to continue to kind of offer some different things on Black Friday. It might be a special edition shirt. It might be something for their upcoming show. You just never know.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I want to thank, for the continued support, Lone Star Throwdown, K-Dog, a.k.a. Kyle Fannin. He messaged me the other day and said, hey, ODB, we're under 100 days now. So at the time of this recording, Scott, we're about 90 days away from Lone Star Throwdown 2024, which is in Conroe, Texas. And, of course, that's the 23rd, the 24th, and 25th every year, or, in 2024. But typically it's that same weekend in the month of February. So we're looking forward to that.
Oh, man, it is. That's soon, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be coming quick. Now, if there was one thing for Christmas that you could get, and we know Christmas isn't about the getting, it's about the giving. I totally get that. But hypothetically, Scott, if you were to be able to get one thing for a truck or whatever you're working on, what would it be, man? I mean, Case Genelise is listening.
Oof, that's a good question. I don't know. She's always mad at me because I don't do a good job of getting out my Christmas list of everything that I need.
Yeah.
So, and I never really ask for anything that's expensive because I'd rather just buy it myself. I don't want to do that. I don't know, man. Maybe a super wing or something, you know?
Super wing?
Yeah, like, one of those big lawnmower handles. No, I'm just kidding. I really have everything that I need for this other build other than the motor and transmission and stuff. So,
We'll call
I
up
don't know.
Boris at
Maybe
Straight Machinery.
I know what it is. Subscription for Hammered Weekend Wear.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Because
Yeah.
they mentioned to me, Adam did, that when you go to the website right now, that open enrollment period is there, hammeredweekendwear.com. And you know what you get when you order this. Let's see if you get it right.
They're doing shirts. They're doing banners. They're doing you get 12 shirts basically, or I think it's 12 banners too for the whole year. You can do a hoodie subscription. They have all different kinds of options over there in Hammered Weekend Wear.
Yeah, they do, and you get I think it's 24 technically because you end up getting because they drop 2 every time.
I think they do them every other month though. Isn't it 12?
So 6 times 2. Yeah, maybe you're right. I forget how many.
But if you're right, that's why my closet's so full, because I have so many Hammered Weekend Wear shirts. Between those and the Negative Camper shirts, I have no room for anything else. Well, I do have some OP shirts too.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I think I'm wearing one right now.
HAMMERD weekendwear.com, and scroll down on the front page and you'll see right there where you can get in on the deal. Good people. I also want to thank Mini Nats. Mini Nats 30 is coming next year. Many of you know about it. We're hearing so many people are excited to get the ticket, the golden ticket in, if you will. There's people coming from California and probably even further. I would encourage you guys, if you didn't get the approval, don't be upset. Come out to the show, have a good time, bring your ride. You can still park in or around the vicinity. And Scott, they can still cruise, and arguably cruising is not a crime, number one, and number two, it's a great time. So, I mean, you're going to have just as much fun cruising up and down the strip.
Oh, man, yeah, you're definitely going to get just as much, especially probably even more show coverage in cruising than you would at the show. And, I mean, they do a great job with all the, the mini trucking magazines and the Brandon Burrells, and everybody does great show work, and Damian Davis, and everybody does great work, and Michelle Boone taking pictures and everything and posting everything up. But on the strip is where it's at night. Everybody's running around, cruising, having a good time, slapping hands, hopping in people's trucks and going riding with everybody. I know you hop in and ride with everybody, don't you?
I try, and I tell you what, one of my favorite rides was when Brooke Hoover picked me up in the Ranger built by Jimmy's Running Customs, and we just cruised up and down, man. And I kind of feel like...
Oh, man, Dominic was probably very upset, huh?
Yeah, Diggity Dom was. He definitely was.
Diggity Dom. Riding with his lady.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. I love just standing there watching the trucks go by. Like, you guys will see me solo out there for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, getting all those videos because it's fun to me. I see them at the show, but then I get to see it cruise. It just really, really is awesome. So I can't thank Jason Bell and team enough. Of course, he's also has his brand. Let's not forget Mini Truckers Union, and they've got some super, super cool stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was doing some Black Friday deals as well. So it's Mini Truckers Union, but it's also kind of full-size society, and of course Mini Nats all under that umbrella. Good kinfolk.
Yeah, he's got it all covered, doesn't he?
Yeah, he definitely does.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with that being said, there's probably other things out there that we maybe forgot, but I think some of those tips will at least get you in the right direction. If you're looking for bags or you're looking for certain aspects of what you want and you have the money, around Black Friday can be a time to save that money, and then some of the money can go towards other things that you're saving. So I would tip my cap to everybody out there and say thank you for listening all the way through if you did. Without further ado, we got to give them some West Coast legendary discussions with Foesum. Foesum's in the building, one of my favorite hip-hop groups of all time. And trust me, if you haven't already, if you don't listen to Foesum, or if you don't know who they are, look them up through Spotify or Pandora, however you find music. It's Foesum. Let's ride into it, Scott. Any last words?
Oh man, just everybody stay safe this holiday season. Have a good time. Eat some turkey, and y'all have a blessed time.
Thanks, brother. Everybody, again, what Scott said, have a happy Thanksgiving. Good Black Friday. Hopefully you guys like the new OLP drop. Stay on the rise. And if we forgot something, we'll hit you. Possibly we're looking at next week with a new episode. I got it already in the works. It's going to be awesome. That's going to make 3 weeks in a row. We out you. Hey, it's ODB. Thanks for listening all the way through. We're getting ready to roll into the audio now with the West Coast hip-hop legends Foesum. Please stream their music, check it out, and make some purchases however you may purchase music today if you can. And salute to these guys for sitting down to do an interview with me, ODB, at OLP. This interview is brought to you by our title sponsor, Scraping the Coast. Their 20-plus year event goes down every June in Biloxi. That show is in the Mini Truck Hall of Fame. Salute, rest in peace to our friend Greg Miller, and salute to the team at Custom Car Show Productions. Let's roll into this audio. Check us out at ourlifestylepodcast.com to buy merch, and have a safe and happy Thanksgiving weekend. Stay on the rise, everyone. We out you. Yo, so like I said, I'm super excited to sit down with some West Coast, in my opinion, royalty to the podcast. They recently celebrated their 27th anniversary of their debut album. I think it was 27. We got to get to that. But I want to thank you, gentlemen, for sitting down. Foesum, how you guys doing?
Good, real good. Thanks for having us, too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And I want to make sure I got it right. It's T-Dub, Eminemsta, and DJ Glaze.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it. You guys are in the building. And if you wouldn't mind just for a moment, if you guys just wanted to introduce yourselves, I know I kind of did that informal introduction, but I just want to make sure you guys, get your little intro in. Whatever you guys want to say for yourselves. Maybe you guys kind of all grew up in or around Long Beach, I believe, right?
Yes. What's going on out there? This is Big T-Dub representing the LBC. West Coast in the building.
Yo, what up? This is Eminemsta. What up? Shout out to everybody out there listening. We in the house.
And this is DJ Glaze. I'm the beat maker of the group.
I love it, man. I appreciate you guys for doing that. Now, I've been a long time hip-hop and G-Funk fan, and I know a lot of people ask this, but, how do you guys remember getting together back in the day? I know some of the players have kind of changed over the years, but you guys are a tight-knit group. Do you guys have any early memories of when you guys came together back in the day?
So we grew up as friends around the block in the neighborhood, and me and Eminem started off as DJs. We had a DJ group with some other guys still on the neighborhood, and Dub and his brother Trav, they used to always hang with us too. So in high school, we decided that we kind of went from DJing to being rappers, and that's kind of how it all started. We recruited a few people, and we were kind of a clique, and we were called back in the day. We were called Perfection. Mm-hmm. That was the name. So that was way before Foesum.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it. And R.I.P. Travie Trav, right? Because he passed away many years ago. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Yeah. He was. We kind of looked at him as the fourth member, but the manager of the group too. He was the one. He was the push behind.
Yes, indeed.
So
yeah.
Kept us in line.
Yeah, and you have to think about how proud he would be if you think about artists. You all have seen so many people come and go. Some people are kind of staying at a short time. But to be in this, let's call it 30-plus years, you guys have been out there hustling, doing the damn thing. And as you guys know, it's not easy to do, but, we definitely salute you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Trav was the one with all the charisma.
Yeah.
He was the one. He was a big fan of Rick James and, like, Morris Day and the Time and Prince. And even Kiss, actually.
Yes. I still have his dolls. He had
a collection of Kiss dolls. Wow. And so he was really the one that kind of got me into music. But when we came together as DJs in a group, it was always comedy, man, because he would always try to keep us in line. He was the older one. So he'd always keep Dub in line. I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I think back to when I was younger, and I remember watching Juice. Although it was the New York side, where hip hop really grew, and this is the 50th year, of course, of hip hop.
Right.
I always thought to myself, like seeing the DJing and stuff, something I always wanted to do. Of course, I never really had the opportunity, and I knew I wouldn't be good at it. But to me, it's kind of cool to hear that's how you kind of got that was the gateway drug, if you will, into the whole thing for you guys. It sounds like a little bit.
Exactly.
Now, many may not realize, like in the early days, you guys, like you said, had some different members, and some became the twins, of course.
Yes.
That was around the time that T-Dub and, as we said, Travie Trav were brought into the mix. Now, do you, when you think about the transition that you guys made, to me, when I hear the music going all the way back to the debut album, to me, it's a perfect mix. Do you ever kind of say to yourself, wow, it worked out really good for us?
I actually think definitely it did. And just to go back a little bit, the twins are actually my first cousins. This is T-Dub speaking.
Got it.
But yeah, I think it actually did because DJ Glaze has an old soul, in my opinion, as well as Eminemster. The music-wise, they know what to really touch on that will sound good to the fans. That's what I feel. And like you said, Glaze is he does the production. He came out with a lot of good tracks for us, and all of them were really soulful at the time, like that G-Funk era type of thing. And he did his thing. Glaze did his thing, and that's how Perfection came together. And Eminem and T-Dub, we laid our lyrics on there, and it all came in hand, and also with the help of Tony G, him coaching DJ Glaze to do certain things on tracks and doing this. It worked out very well for us, and it's still carrying on today.
Yeah, and that's awesome about the twins, listening to them kind of on the way home, and shout out to them. It's so crazy to me, and we'll talk a little bit more about the whole G-Funk sound and that genre, but it's so timeless. I think so many people that listen to it, you just go back immediately to the good times, and, salute to them, and of course Dove Shack. There's a lot of different crews, but definitely it's one love for G-Funk, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah. One thing I like about it is that, I think the twins even have a song called Good Times, I think.
They do.
On the album, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And when we heard their album and, when we've done music with them in the past, it was gangster rap. It used to be before that gangster rap was always kind of violent and, talking about, gang stuff and jacking and stuff like that. But it was the first time when G-Funk came out, out of Long Beach, right, that there was a opportunity to be kind of smooth with it, right, be kind of chill and just have fun, right, and a lot of music, it was more melodical and even singing and stuff like that. So it was a nice change, right? It was kind of a breath of fresh air.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and for context, just, to kind of put the line in the sand for people, you guys go all the way back to, and not to go down this whole, trail, but like even Suge Knight, I've heard like in the early days, right, he was a bodyguard, and there were things like that, but you guys were literally boots on the ground all the way back to like the pre-Death Row days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the dude that we came across that actually made our, that had us change our name from Perfection to Foesum was Suge's partner.
Yeah.
They both were working security together. Yeah, Big West, and we met them both at the same time.
Yeah.
So
High school.
Yeah, back when we were in high school.
Yeah, and it's, to me, when we think about all the artists that have come from that area, Compton and Long Beach and so many other spots around there, it's just crazy. It was like a hotbed of talent, if you will, that just was ready to boil over and do the damn thing. But speaking of that, one thing that I've always been intrigued by, is an album called The Chronic, and Solar, as we know, Sound of Los Angeles Records. They had ties to Suge and, of course, Death Row in those early days. Hell, of course, we know that Chronic was actually recorded there as well. But you guys also recorded there, and that's what we're talking about today. How cool is it to know, like when you think back to those early days, that you actually have roots in the Solar studio?
When you like say and think about it, like it's like historical, just to sit in there and think about that when you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
because that's true. We did do an album there, and that was like before like everything before all the Death Row stuff.
And it's kind of funny because we were kind of like, we were new to the game. We're youngsters in the game, so Big West gave us access to that studio, and we were relying on a lot of producers to come in to help us record, right? So we were still kind of young, but yeah, there would be times where we would go in there in the evening, and then we would see raps from like when Dr. Dre and everybody was in the studio. We would find like lyric sheets from people, from songs that were off the Chronic. I should have kept some.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, I could have took them to Pawn Stars and
yeah, and what's insane too is when you think about, I've seen photos I think from there and Can-Am, and it almost is mind blowing all these years later because it seems like it. Some people think it was like this big studio, but in some cases it was like kind of tight quarters.
Yeah, it wasn't a big studio at all. Yeah. And 1.2 actually, when we were recording one evening, Tupac came there.
I was just about to tell you.
Yeah.
Crazy. He walked right past us. What's up, man? And we were like, oh, what's going on, Pac? And he went into the studio, and he seemed like he was freestyling for about an hour straight, man. I never seen anything like it before in my life, man.
Yeah. It's funny though, because back then you never knew what these people were going to become, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
And you don't want to, even if you knew of them, you don't want to be groupied out and be like, you're Tupac. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody was still in the stages of kind of making themselves, right? Making them what they've been. I mean, and Tupac is a legend.
But those are his early days. He wasn't even Tupac yet.
Right.
I'm saying.
Well, yeah, just maybe an album, 1 or 2 albums.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about it is, so when he was there, we were in the office. The office was on the 6th floor, and the studio's on the 3rd floor. And I remember Big West was like, "Hey man, you guys want to do a song with Pac?" We was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Come on, let's go down." So we get in the elevator. We get down to the 3rd floor where the studio is, and it's like a glass building, so you can see in and out when people are coming down the street or whatever. And as soon as we get to the 3rd floor where the studio is, we just seen them driving off.
That's crazy. Yeah, and people forget, like Warren G, he's told some really good stories, but like one of my favorite tracks on the Thug Life album is How Long Will They Mourn Me? And Warren G, he talks about when he called Nate and he goes, "Yo, you got to get on this." And it's like, it's just crazy how music comes together, man.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that song because to me, that's one of the best songs that he has, man.
Yeah, I love that song.
That's a dope song.
Yeah, and I could just put that album on, and it's too bad that they all didn't get a chance to record more, but it's mind-blowing. It's a whole other topic, but 25 years old, he had just turned 25, and he had recorded so much music. It's just insane, but that's for another episode. But now, this was always intriguing to me because us on the East Coast, even though we became West Coast fans, believe it or not, through hearing like Ice-T's and Eazy-E's and NWA's, and I've read that there was kind of a connection somewhat with Eazy and Kevin Mitchell back in the day, and I know you mentioned like Tony G and Julio G, but can you talk a little bit about maybe that connection?
Well, I think first let me correct it. Kevin Mitchell actually was our manager.
Okay.
So he got us our first record deal with Atlantic Records, Atlantic Records. And then
he's East Coast based too.
Yeah, he's East Coast based, right? Okay. From the East Coast, from New York. So then a couple of guys that we know that were bodyguards for Eazy-E got in contact with me one day because we were recording at Tony G's house.
Okay.
We were just doing music. I think Eazy-E took a liking to us, what we were doing. And so one of the guys gave me a call one day and said, "How fast can you get Glaze and Eminem together?" So I said, "No problem." So we go over there to Tony's house, and Eazy-E's outside waiting for us. So he wants to sign us actually to a contract. He wants us to sign with Ruthless Records because it was going to be us and Bone Thugs and Harmony because he was a whole roster to start to make anew what he was doing. So that's what was going to happen. But unfortunately, he passed, and we weren't able to do our thing with him. And I was kind of heartbreaking. I wanted to see where this would have went if we'd be able to do our music with Eazy-E.
Oh yeah, and rest in peace, Eazy. I mean, it's just amazing. When I think back to some of the forefathers of this, whether you call it gangster rap or the West Coast movement, with Ice-T and King T and even Mixmaster Spade and some of these guys, you can't mention those names without Easy, of course, in that mix. And he was always looking out, it seemed like, for that young talent.
Right. They had in LA, there was a show he had. It was called the Ruthless Radio Show. And we used to always be on there. Julio G radio.
Right.
So that's another way. So we would do the music, then we bring it up there and they would play it. And he took a liking to our stuff.
Right.
That's dope, man. Yeah, and I always heard that he had some epic pool parties. We'd see some of the photos and stuff in the magazines and stuff, and he was about that, that party life and having fun.
Oh yeah.
Now, in the summer of '95, kind of in that era, a little something drops. And I imagine, to me, it's still kind of an anthem. I love putting the track on, but it had to have been just a good buzz to start hearing your track on the radio, all the hard work that you guys were putting in, and that anthem drops.
Yeah, definitely, man. When you, just from first hearing it, you might be riding around in the car with different homies or something, and then your song comes on. And it's crazy, like, dang, it's crazy, it's a crazy feeling to feel that. Or also, we had a thing out here called the box.
Yes.
And the box is like the videos. You call in and you can request some videos. So here, like, they have boxes like all over. Like, there'll be one in Long Beach, one in Compton, one in South Central, one in Inglewood. So it's all different ones with different numbers.
Oh yeah.
But ours stayed lit up everywhere.
It's like a video jukebox.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yep. You go to somebody's house over here in South Central, it's on. Go to Inglewood, it's on there. Come back to Long Beach, it's on there. It's like all over the place.
Yeah, and what's crazy is we didn't have that here, but I knew of it because of people like Slick Rick when he would say "knock him out the box, Rick." And then we were always intrigued when we would hear certain things, and then we would try to research it at the infancy of like the internet and try to dig down those bunny holes. But it's crazy because I remember like when the Loonies first came on and we heard, obviously Shock G was connected with them, but hearing that track on MTV, we had to run out and get the CD. So to your point, music, that's how it really spread back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Now, I'm into the 60s Lincolns, as you guys may know, the four-door convertibles, and I tell you, on a Saturday, I love to crank up the Blue 64, put the top down, hit some switches, and when I put on your debut album and I listen to, like, In the Wind, dude, that's my joint right there, man.
Yeah. That was made for that.
Yeah, exactly.
That was made for convertibles.
Yeah, the feeling is good. It's like when I think of barbecues and cruising, no static, of course. I can't say this enough. We definitely salute you guys. And really, Bo Rock, let's be honest, he really laid it down as well.
Yeah, man. His voice is it just gets you in that mood, man. Yeah. It's like you want to smoke a cigar and drink some cognac.
Yep.
You got a real voice, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, when the sun goes down, I like to throw on Who Would Have Ever Thought and just ride out. And I love when it says, now if my memory is correct, I'm going to take you back. And that track, again, is timeless because you can put it on now and, hey, you're taking us back to the 90s.
Yeah.
I think that's another good thing about that era of music is a lot of that stuff is timeless. You can always play that kind of music. You'll always be able to play it and you'll always be able to relate.
Yeah, it's not dated. And, several months back, people were talking about if they ever were to do, this whole thing blew up with the whole verses, and they were like, trying to figure out who could do verses. And I always thought to myself, like, you guys could really get on there and rock out because you have so many hits, you have so many jams. And being a big Naughty by Nature fan, I always thought to myself, like, they were a little bit different because, they had KG, then they had their hype man, Uncle Vidrock, and then they have Tretch, the amazing MC. But with you guys, I kind of felt like you all played a part in with DJ Glaze laying it down, T-Dub and Eminemsta. You guys were able to me, your catalog, which I want to talk a little bit more about, but it's timeless catalog.
Yeah, it's that's the thing too, is that whether you heard the first album, because that was on a major label, or you've been following us ever since and you've heard, some of the either the later stuff or even our second or third album, we try to keep the recipe the same. A lot of the music that we do, like our first album, for example, it was all live I mean, the only thing that we programmed were the drums, and that's pretty much it. They started off as samples, but you know, we always brought in like dope bass players. We have a real dope keyboard player named Ronnie King. He also played on a lot of the Tupac records and some Kid Frost stuff. And so all of those instruments that you're hearing on those albums are live. You know, we don't do like a lot of the MIDI stuff or, you know, a lot of the sequencing that people do in computers nowadays. It's a complete, all that stuff was recorded live to tape, you know. So yeah, that's how you get that feel. You know, if you listen to the bass lines and stuff, there's lots of changes. There's live guitars. It's just fun filled.
Oh yeah. Now I'm not an audio engineer. One of my buddies, Paul, he's really he's crazy into car stereo stuff, and we talk about, you know, how the things have changed a little bit. But back in those days, to your point, with putting all of those different layers down on tape, that's one of the important things of mixing and mastering an album, right? Because it's not like today you don't just pull an iPhone out and talk into it. It was a lot of different layers, and that's what mixed it all together.
Exactly, yeah. And when we recorded our first album, we specifically requested. They had two studios at this place called Skip Sailors, and there was an A room and the B room, and the B room was the room that DJ Quick would normally work out of. It was an old, if anybody, you know, knows about like recording consoles, it was an old Neve board, and it gave just a really warm sound. So that's where we recorded our album, was using that board. It was the B room because it was the cheaper room, but it wasn't because it wasn't the price. Yeah, it had nothing to do with the hourly rate. It was the sound. It was the sound that you get out of it. So
that's dope. Yeah, and I remember even years ago when Quick was talking about like recording in, I think, Jim Henson's studio, and you know, he's always like pushing the limits with certain things, and sometimes I feel like with newer music, I don't want to, you know, hate on it, but it's just like sometimes I feel like a lot of people don't put the amount of energy and time into it because it takes, you know, it's so easy to do now, I guess. But
yeah, it's all mass produced kind of. You know,
yeah. So. Now, I want to reinforce to everyone, we're talking with Foesum, Foesum. Check them out via any streaming. If you can stream their content, their music, please do it. They're good peeps. Something that I thought was key was you guys continue dropping music like the Faux Fathers, the Lost Tapes, which I appreciate you guys doing that. You Heard of Us, What Legends Are Made Of, and various other compilations. There's a lot of great joints mixed throughout all of these albums. And what I think, when I go back and listen to it, again, it brings me back to a better time, but I think the word for me is timeless. It's like I could put any of these on and ride out.
Yeah, definitely. That's the kind of vibe and the feel that we want people to feel, you know, when we do the music.
Oh, yeah.
You know, once you hear it, you know, it's like top of the car and cruise, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Hanging out the windows.
Exactly. And have you guys ever been amazed at how much the car culture really just dovetails into music? Because if you think about, you know, rolling on wires or hitting switches or, you know, 6 deuces and 6 trays, and of course Easy really nailing down that term 6-4, to me it just all goes hand in hand.
Right. Yeah. Well, the music that we make is for the car, people that are in the rides, the low riders. You know what I'm saying? That's what we make our music for. That's what we picture when we rap and when I'm making beats, right? Is what is it going to sound like in the car?
Right.
You know, so it's geared towards that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm listening to the bass and you know, the frequencies and everything to try to get the best out of your stereo system.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Talk to us a little bit about the G Function collaboration. I think with DJ AK. I thought that was, I mean, I still stream this stuff all the time.
The G Function was an album that we did with DJ AK in France. Very dope album. So we wound up hooking up with him. Very dope talk boxer. Extremely dope. One of the tightest at doing the talk box. His beats are dope too. So also what we would do is when we would go to tour to Europe, we would also go out there and we would hook up with them. You know, and do music with them. Very dope. And they wanted to do an album. So it was like, all right, you know, let's do it. Let's do an album together.
Yeah, that Cali Point 2.0 again. On the weekends, man, that's my go-to joint right there.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. Cali
Now,
Life.
yeah, that's what I thought, and that's one of the things I wanted to segue into, because if you think about the impact of G-Funk all the way from Japan over across the pond and whatnot, it really, to me, it's not just, of course, a West Coast thing; it's worldwide.
Definitely. I remember, I still cannot remember who the artist was. Me and him were talking, and then he was telling me, says, it's so amazing how something that you created at home in your room took you from home all the way to the other side of the world.
True.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and the way streaming is now, I know there's a lot of discussion about it, but I end up finding a lot of artists. I came across the guy Craig Hitman Long, and he doesn't have a lot of monthly followers or listeners, but I found some of his music listening to Foesum Radio on Spotify or Apple Music. And I mean, some of these jams are ones that I'm playing all the time, and I think that's one benefit of it, that it is a little bit easier for the consumers to get. But I do realize that that's not always the best for the artists on the backside.
Right.
Right.
Now, in the early days or throughout the years that you guys have been performing together or as a group, I'm just curious, for any of the three of you, what musicians or other hip hop artists have inspired you guys?
I've always been, like, rap wise, I like lyrics. I've always been into lyrics. I'm a huge fan of Coogee Rap, Ice Cube, Scarface, and Pac, and Tupac.
There you go.
MC, you know what I'm saying? I've always loved them from the beginning. But I come out of that, I've always been like, I've always liked that kind of style and those type of lyrics.
One of the, and I appreciate you sharing that, one of the first albums I remember buying when I was a teenager was Souls of Mischief. And it took me until years later to even realize they were kind of West Coast, right? Because they had that different vibe. And I think that's something that's important for people to know, is like the West Coast does have a couple of different vibes, but I know it as like the G-Funk era.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Throughout the West Coast, true. We do have different styles. Definitely. And you gave a good example, Souls of Mischief.
Definitely. Now, often Dre and even Warren G kind of get the lion's share of credit for kind of G-Funk. Often regarded, or I often look at, and we've read this online, a lot about Above the Law, really kind of maybe being the forefathers of the G-Funk era. Are you guys ever amazed at how popular the genre really still is?
I think when it comes to music, the bottom line is good music. Wherever the music comes from, good music will always last. And it's like that type of stuff. It pretty much hits your soul.
Yeah.
It's very soulful music, so it definitely hits the soul.
Yeah, there was an album, because with the way streaming stuff is, it's there, and then sometimes it's not. But I finally was on my to-do list to buy a compilation called The Playground. And, of course, you guys are on that picture featuring XL Middleton and some other folks. But, like, when I go to that compilation and I think of, like, Bo Rock, there's a track on there, West Coast, right? And some of the tracks that we talked about that you guys have, like you said, it goes down to the music, because I think if you're really a fan of it or you really embody the culture, it's like you could put a song on and, like, literally if you're getting goosebumps while you're listening and rolling, to me, that's like, hey, man, you love it's like me. I love G-Funk, man. I can't get enough.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to give a shout out. I don't know if you guys have ever worked with him, but I know that he's done his best job of really trying to keep the G-Funk era going, as Shade Shiest. And I know he hasn't put out a lot of stuff lately, but I wanted to shout him out in case he happens to hear this, because I think even along with you guys have just, continuing to put out music. We don't always see that from our favorite groups. And I think that's something that's, kind of reinforced to me why Foesum's one of the true legends of the West Coast.
One thing that I learned from actually doing music is, like, fans, they may hear artists, and then all of a sudden, like they might not hear from them no more, and they'd be like, "Damn, I wonder what." But what I learned from doing music is, just because you're not hearing that artist, don't mean that they're not doing music. They may be doing it somewhere else, like overseas. They're recording stuff over.
Yeah, or they could be writing for other people and things like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. And something that I wanted to get, I don't know if it's Eminem's that does the majority of the social media, but something I wanted to tip my cap to you guys and just see if you could speak to a little bit. How important is it to connect with your fans or at least be posting on social media to you guys?
I mean, we look at all the people that follow us as not just fans, but like just homies, right? People that support us. So, I mean, that's why we make the music. We do it for people that grew up in the same types of neighborhoods that we grew up in, that grew up in the same areas, or even just the same type of situations that can relate to us. So that's why we cherish all the fans that we have, wherever they're from, young or old or wherever.
They could be on the other side of the world.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. If they like our music, they can relate to us. They like the what we're talking about, the lyrics, the beats, everything. And they're not just fans, man. They're our peoples.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So
I have a few more questions, but I want to ask you guys this: have you? Does it ever amaze you what collectors are paying for some of the items, like on eBay? Like when I look up trying to get some of the older Foesum stuff, that stuff ain't cheap, man.
You know what's funny? I just saw a double album, a double vinyl of our Perfection album on sale for like $700. Yeah, and on eBay, and I need to go in my garage and start looking for some records.
I know. I always thought, like, if I was an artist, and you think back and you go, man, if I had a time machine, man, what if I could have just got like 100 of those and just kept them in the box? Because collectors are buying stuff that's sealed now and all that. It's madness.
Yeah. Exactly. I still collect records, man. As a matter of fact, I've been record shopping a lot lately. So I'm trying to buy what is it called? Morris Day, the time.
I might have that on Travis's collection.
Yeah, no, I'm looking for the Walk right now. That's the album with the Walk on it.
Right.
And so yeah, I mean, I know it's gotten expensive and stuff, but there's nothing like picking up an album, a CD, or a piece of vinyl and playing it from beginning to end the way it was supposed to be heard.
Right.
Because I mean, it sucks to be listening to an album and then your phone rings or you get a text message.
Oh, I know. My wife's like, "What's this package here?" And I'm like, "Oh no, that's my buddy sending me some."
Someone's at the door, and the Bluetooth starts skipping and shit.
Yeah. Like, I'm rapping along with it, and all of a sudden it just stops. The phone's ringing.
Yeah, man, it's funny to hear it from you guys as well. Someone I had met was a guy named Kevin Donan. As the Record Turns LA, I had found him online, and when I went out there last year, he's down in Hollywood Boulevard, but he's a big record collector, and I guess he told me a bunch of cool stories about supplying some records to DJ Quick and things like that. I guess, I'm not a producer, but I think sometimes it's crazy that some music, if a producer and DJ Glaze might be able to chime in here, but I think sometimes people are looking for real clean copies of original albums if they want to sample stuff. But I guess he's like a big supplier to different people for that type of niche, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's samples and just a lot of times when you're looking for stuff, look for stuff everywhere. It could be on YouTube or even Spotify or vinyl records, but you're just looking for something to kind of spark an idea. Right. You know what I mean? Something to get some inspiration to start a song. So that's usually where it comes from. Whether you snatch, you flip a bass line or maybe it's the keys or even the hook of the song. Right. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, just something off of that is it hard nowadays? Because we've seen, I remember even back in the day, it was something with like Dre had made a beat, and then somebody was like, "No, it sounds like a Madonna song from 30 years ago," and stuff like that. As a crew or as a producer or as an artist these days, is there a lot of that stuff where like you upload stuff and then people are like, "No, it sounds too much like this," or you guys haven't really had to deal with that?
We don't get a lot of that, I think. I mean, I think for this new album, we might have some people that that might, have something to say. But then again, I mean, we've already picked out a few tracks that I think is going to fall directly in line with what we've been doing, you know what I'm saying, in the past. So it's not too far out in left field. But we do want to try to, since it's 2023, I mean, we do want to try some different styles and maybe, experiment a little bit more, get out of our comfort zone a little bit and do some other stuff. So, yeah, it'll definitely, I mean, what I'm saying is that we want to hit, we want to try to get to the radio, right? Mm-hmm. We need some radio. Yeah. Yep. Whatever you consider your radio nowadays, is Apple Music or the actual FM radio.
Yeah, and some of my favorite artists, I sometimes wonder why they don't just try to come, to your point, with like maybe a radio friendly track. Because you guys, to me, it would be easier because you have so much good feel good music and stuff like that. So I definitely hope to see that for you guys. I know you're working hard on it, but I wanted to ask you about the new album. We've seen some hints in social media. I think you guys as a crew have continued to do a great job in social media with getting stuff out, sharing some behind the scenes stuff. But what are you guys kind of cooking up? What's in the works?
It's that's top secret, man.
Yeah,
we can't really.
I thought so.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, I can tell you this. I mean, it's been a long time since we've released an album, right? So we know that there's a lot of people that are anticipating something very dope. So, and we all got back together recently, this past year. So, we're being very critical about what we're about to release. We plan to record hopefully around 25 songs and then maybe pick the best 12, or 14, something like that. We will have to bring back Bo Rock if we can.
He'll be back.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And,
Tasha too.
And Tasha. Yeah. We always use Tasha on a lot of songs. So, definitely them, but we're also looking for, to collab with new people too. So if anybody is interested, hit us up. And maybe we can make a connection. So
yeah, I'd encourage people to hit up the website Foesum, Foesumofficial.com. You guys have kind of given us a sneak peek of the name 2020 Foesum.
Yeah.
And I was we thought, all right, I like that.
Yeah, we thought that was appropriate. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people get confused. They're like, "What is Foesum? What does Foesum mean?" It's just foursome, but Foesum.
Yep.
And so we hope that the people that are slow will understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
put it into that.
Yeah, and it
context.
goes back to Travie Trav, right? And rest in peace to him.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, we're working on it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a dope album. I'll tell you this. I want to do some up tempo stuff. A lot of stuff we do is in the 90 BPM, something like that. But I want to get up to some yin yang twins speed.
Yeah.
So we can get
cool
some party music, right? So I want to do some faster stuff. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Yep. Yeah, I heard an interview one time where Busta Rhymes was cooking some burgers for I think his son's birthday party, and he was sitting there asking his son's friend, like, who would you want me to work with and things like that. And, you're thinking, man, you're Busta Rhymes, right? And it was like him just trying to go, hey, I want to connect with maybe a younger audience. So, like, I totally get, you trying to mix in different things.
Yeah, exactly.
The last question I have before I ask if you guys have anything else to share, I appreciate you taking the time. I was curious, like, talking about the new album, I've seen some behind the scenes stuff following on Instagram, Foesum Official. Does it make, in this day and age, 2023 and beyond, is it a little bit easier to record an album, with technology the way it is? It seems like in the old days, studio costs could be super high. And you guys are probably still, I don't know what the situation is, but does it make it easier now with the technology if you want to lay down a verse, even if it's a reference track at home?
Oh, yeah. It's so much easier. I mean, that's one thing I don't think people realize is that not only are you a musician, but you're also, someone that has to keep up with the technology.
Right.
So it's also a little bit of science to all this. And, we make it a point to stay on top of all the new gear and take advantage of everything. So yeah, I mean, back in the day we used to record big reels and 2-inch tape, and then it went from to ADATs where they look like VHS cassettes or Betamax or whatever they were, and now everything is at home on the computer. So
digital.
Yeah, it's all digital. The recording process is easier for us. The tough thing is getting just talented people to help us put the album together, right? Because we always like to work with musicians and stuff, and sometimes it's a little tougher to get people to come in, so physically. So.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of stuff. I watched DJ Premier on YouTube, his series, and then I saw a video the other day with Jermaine Dupri, and it's so awesome that people like you like yourselves, where you've been doing this a long time, right? You were boots on the ground. They pull out all of their old, the ADATs, I think they were, right? The little they look like the old floppy disks, but and they slam those down and they go, man, this is my stuff. I made this stuff, and they have it, and to me that's so awesome.
Yeah, it's too bad though, because a lot of that old stuff, it's considered analog stuff. It would just take a lot more effort to get all that stuff recorded onto your computer, and then be able to to do the song. Whereas you can build everything on a computer, and I can take it and go to the park, or throw it in the trunk of my car and still make beats on the go. And just have a little keyboard or whatever, and still get the same the same ideas down, I guess you could say. So.
Yeah, who would have ever thunk it, man? It's just insane how far it's come.
Yeah.
T-Dub, Eminemsta, DJ Glaze. I just wanted to ask, do you guys have anything else you wanted to maybe share? Anything you want to plug?
I'd like to say, well, first of all, thanks a lot for interviewing us, Jason. We really appreciate that, and you've been a long-time fan of us, and we really appreciate that. And we just want the fans to know, home and abroad, that Foesum is coming. Actually, we never left. New album will be coming out next year sometime, fairly early in the year. So we just want to let everybody know that, and follow us on Instagram. And DJ Glaze is back in the lab. He putting it together. Eminem and T-Dub putting the lyrics down, and DJ Glaze is too.
And tell all your friends to follow us. You know what I'm saying? All of our people that do follow us currently, tell all your friends and family to follow us. Check out the merch that we have. We don't just have Foesum stuff. We got West Coast stuff. We have some G-Funk stuff. So, please support us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, FoesumOfficial.com. You can go to shop. There's some pretty badass gear, including I love the Keep It Gangsta mug. Some really cool stuff you can check out there. I would encourage people, share on Spotify. You can, if you're listening to a track and you love it, share it to your story. Spotify is really good about that. Tag Foesum. And number one, even if you just go there and hit Foesum and then hit Foesum Radio, it's going to play a lot of their tracks and other like-minded stuff. Some of the names we brought up today, Dove Shack, The Twins, you name it. West Coast Legends. I can't thank you guys enough for taking the time. It really means the world to me. But first and foremost, I just want everyone to know, go out there, stream the content. There's some real musicians and hardcore guys here, so thank you guys so much.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And also, I'm sure we'll be on tour sometime next year also.
I can't wait. Yeah, I'll be there. Wherever I got to go, I'll fly out. I'll do it.
I had to get your passport, Jason.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I hear you, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys. I really do.
And for all your followers, Jason, that that have the dope trucks and the dope Lincolns, man. Make sure you tag us. I want to check them out. I want to see them.
Exactly. We might use one for a video.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to get one of my Suicide Kings and the Raddies out in the West with Rusty and those guys. And I would tell other people, too, hey, last thing is use their music in your reels. A lot of us are picking, a lot of people pick the same songs, and I love some of those songs, too. I love some Snoop. I love some Dre. I love, all of that. But there's a lot more out there. Pick some Foesum songs for those reels. Show them some love, and that's going to help spread like wildfire and basically introduce other people to their music. So I wish you guys all the best. I really do. And let's stream the hell out of your music. I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, Jason. Take care, man. Have a good day.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Thank you.